Welcome to the bold analysis. The riddle of how a fake court order was procured last minute to save Sabina from being removed as the deputy minority whip is something that should have sent Koome home as early as yesterday. And this is because it actually shows the system is broken. I have been following, yesterday, that was on Wednesday, when Speaker Moses Wetangula refused to ratify the Azimio changes of replacing Sabina with Mwenje as the deputy minority whip. His statement was that there is a court order that was already served from a court, and that court order has stopped that Azimio activity. And to the surprise of many, that court order allegedly was procured from some Kiambu court. And why this Kiambu court? Because even those who are normally arrested and taken to DCI, I remember when Matiang'i was arrested, the whole information was like he's going to be present in a Kiambu court. Even during this Bunge la Wananchi members, Nuru Okanga and Gaucho, when they're arrested, they're always taken to that Kiambu court. And I've always asked, why that Kiambu court? Now, the riddle of how a fake court order was procured is something that I believe Koome should be out of office. And as a country, we are heading in the wrong direction. Ahmed Nasir has done a tweet, a very shocking U-turn, saying, "When I saw the controversial court order issued in Honorable Sabina Chege's case, I quickly realized that court orders in Kenya are like chips sold over the counter in fast food restaurants, prepared quickly, served hot and available to all who can afford. It is a broken system." Ladies and gentlemen, I want to just hold a bit and follow this thinkingly. This lawyer Ahmed Nasir has been consistent. Immediately after the last general election, after the verdict, of course, at the verdict, he was siding with some of the judges, with the judgment, because that was politically. But since William Ruto took charge, this lawyer has been consistently calling out our courts on incompetency and the way some judges are not so much responsive, or rather, the operation, the scorecard of Koome. And many have despised him as a man who is on a mission, or maybe trying to attack. But the truth of the matter, just from the day that verdict was given, there is something that we saw. Immediately it was given, the promise was that they're going to get some increase in the allocation, I think 3 billion for the next 5 years. And there was a bit of a deliberate effort to see judiciary working together with the executive. And this is a big blunder. The country is sinking in the wrong direction. Ahmed Nasir is saying the system is broken. And if the system is broken, then why are taxpayers' money being spent to pay people who do not really uphold the rule of law? Why? Why should we continue having a Chief Justice if the courts can no longer serve the justice that is expected of them? The system is broken. And I do believe the reason why this is not something that should be taken lightly is President William Ruto, it is in public. There is both parliament. He has captured parliament, and parliament is under his arms. President William Ruto is overrunning the executive himself. The opposition has been outnumbered by buying of the opposition MPs. So the only source of neutrality that Kenyans will expect is the third arm of government, that is the judiciary. Executive and parliament are together. And if the judiciary is playing the executive ball, then honestly, we have no country here. The system is broken. How are we going to fix? How are we going to check the excesses of the two arms of government? Because the two arms are working in cocoon, they are together. How is the executive going, how is the judiciary going to check the excess, the illegality threshold of all those things that the executive and the parliament is doing, if we can see this? And I want to point for a minute. The good law is exposing this judiciary. It can't just be wrong the way we are normally told that this election, all the other seats were good, except that of the president. So that's why we say that election was flawed. Now, the same judiciary, it can't just be good in that presidential contest, but all these other things are wrong. It can't. It will not be lost to us that some of hardcore cases, there are quite a number of judiciary staff that has been smeared by some very sensitive hardcore cases. And recently there was a gold scam that was dragging some judicial staff into the question. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to believe that the decision by Sabina Chege to rush to a court, is something that needs to be looked at. It is true, Sabina Chege was supposed to be removed. Now, if there is a problem, it is supposed to be canvassed. If Sabina Chege had a problem, it is supposed to be canvassed at the political parties tribunal. And maybe they know very well that political parties tribunal will follow the law and knows that the speaker does not become a judge of political party affairs. So the tribunal would have given also a very good injunction to the process and would have made the process be better and listen to the face of fairness. But they decided to rush for a court order, and to make it worse, the speaker never served the deputy, the minority whip and the minority leader and the whip in the National Assembly about that court order. They've never seen it. Edwin Sifuna was saying he's not seen it, and if it was to be served, it was to be served to both parties. It is not a court order that can only resurrect when the speaker is giving a verdict. Where is the speaker hiding a court order that was supposed to be served to all parties? No. And that is why I believe Mother-Koome should tell us about this court order. And if a court somewhere can sit and procure has been procured to get some let me say, if that court order has been procured for political survival, then Mother-Koome should give us an answer. This one stops, the buck stops with him. I don't believe, and I don't really believe that this is fair. The controversial Sabina Chege controversial court order shows us some three aspects. The rule of law in this country is suspended and is on auction. The suspended or is on auction. So it's the highest bidder. Because how would someone just walk in, get a court order and come and present it at the verdict when the speaker is giving a statement? Why was it not served to the rest? And that is why we need to be very objective. In terms of this question, we need to be very objective. The rule of law must be obeyed. At least you can take anything from Kenyans, you can do everything. But at least that which Kenyans fought for, Kenyans went to the election, to election in 2010 to vote for the new constitution that even really created this. It's something that needs to be understood. And the reason why I'm saying the Supreme Court, Ruto-Koome needs to give us an answer is because these things can't just happen by coincidence. It's just one court in Kiambu. It is not coincidence. Is the state having, is the deep state having some, some hot air court, in the bush where a court, a virtual court seated somewhere where things are just done and procured and sent, Who is representing Sabina Chege went for that? It is not yet clear. And number two, Ruto-Koome should not allow the courts to be used to fight the Jubilee Party battles. They've just been used for quite so long because this is something that makes sense. And even those who, those who tell us, how is Sabina Chege supposed to whip members of the minority if herself she's working with the majority? It's a simple answer that just even someone needs to wonder. How can you take an Arsenal player, Arsenal captain, to play for Man U? How can Odegaard play for Man U? And you expect him, without him resigning and leaving this party, and you expect him to score for Arsenal? It's simple. If you've crossed over, you're supposed to whip minority side. Why do you want to steal all that position? Honestly, you are not even fair to the Kenyans that are paying you money, paying you salary at that position. You are not even fair to the Kenyans. Because that is the nature of our democracy. If you cross over, you're supposed to whip minority. But you're not with them, you've gone to the government side. So how do you execute your role? Why should we pay you and you cannot do the work? So this one I do believe it's not something that is not adding up. Ruto do not want opposition, and what is saying on this side of the mouth is rightly opposite what is thinking. He's spoken about it quite open that I want opposition, I want vibrant opposition. I don't see. And maybe if someone is seeing, maybe my eyes are closed. But on this one, Sabina Chege is unfair to the people of Kenya, to the taxpayers of Kenya. The taxes are not just being increased for us to pay you, and you are not doing the work you're supposed to do to keep the government on check because you fell on the minority side. But all in all, this court order that first Edwin Sifuna is saying is non-existent. Can we see it? Can we see it? Can we see the minority side with it? Let them take the photos and share that so that we also see that court order and expose this nonsense. Because Kenyans deserves better. Ladies and gentlemen, do you need interior design solutions? Reach out to Kwango Art and Design. They're amazing in tiling, office furnitures, be it making them, the ceiling, the tiling, office furnitures, the desks, partitioning, and any other design that you need, be it residential or commercial houses. They have the solutions for you. So contact them here, +254 710 444 353, +254 710 444 353. Kwango Art and Design, that is the place to sort out your design solutions.